Hey everyone, Tom Hall here from BluMortgage, here to show you a little bit of a preview ahead of your demo of what BluMortgage looks like. And really what we're going to walk through in this video is basically a couple different areas: lead tracking and nurturing, managing a live deal, collaborating with a team and keeping track of things, and then finally our marketing module. And really what this is something that we've really refined over working with hundreds of people. We have a lot of the top teams in Canada, 3 of the top 5 brokers in Canada use BluMortgage. And so what I'll show you is really the result of refining the process working with all these people. The other great thing about this, and what I'll talk about, is how we really help you set this up. And really the idea of it is you set it up once and you can forget about it. And really, we mean that forever, because the great thing about BluMortgage is this won't be tied to your brokerage. This won't be tied to your network. This is CRM that is completely and 100% yours. It's going to follow you wherever your career might lead. So we're going to get right into it here, but that's a bit of the intro and looking forward to going through it with you. So a lot of people we work with, getting right into the lead section, it's a bit disjointed in that, leads are maybe tracked in their inbox or a pen and paper and that sort of thing. And really, we feel that that lead process can be a lot better in both tracking, but also nurturing, because tracking allows you to make sure things don't fall through the cracks, but nurturing really helps with your conversions. And the conversion is great for yourself, but also great for your referral partners to know, hey, if I give a lead to this broker, they're going to convert on it. They're going to give me that approval that I need. So what does that look like in BluMortgage? Well, when I come into BluMortgage, I'm going to jump into our borrower section. And really what this is this is exactly an area where each stage, each column here is going to be a different step in that lead nurturing process. And so right away, we're going to integrate all your leads, whether it's your inbox, website, Facebook, Google, whatever you're using. It's going to come into here, automatically go into the not contacted column. And then as you're nurturing these leads, you can very easily click and drag and manage where they're at. So for Liz, for example, I just moved her from not contacted to attempted to contact. And just by doing that, automatically Liz receives an email saying, hey, I just tried reaching out. Give me a call if you can, automatically, which is pretty cool. I can also click into Liz. I can see a bit more details about her, email, phone number. But my favorite part is I could actually put her in what's called an active lead campaign just by checking that box. And what it's going to do is going to send Liz a series of emails over a couple of weeks, introducing yourself as a broker, going through the benefits of a mortgage broker, some other kind of cool tips here and there. And it's just all in the process of really nurturing that lead. Once you've gone through that, you can, of course, check the next box, which is send online application, which is what it sounds like. You send out an application to your customers. And once they complete that application, you can jump into our live deal board, which I'll talk about in just a second. So now when it comes to managing a live deal, really, I like to think that what we do here really kind of helps with some of the big pain points that people have. And those pain points are really that, as you're going through a live deal, you have so many different systems. You have your deal submission, you have, your bureau, you have maybe a DocuSign, you have the appraisal orders, you have all these different areas that you need to manage and keep track of, which is a lot of different areas, and it's difficult to stay on top of each of them and know where you're at with each of them. And so BluMortgage really looks to solve that, so everything is one place, very easy to track and very easy to be efficient with your time, so you can focus on managing the client or working on that approval or really the kind of value add things. And so we handle more so the administrative things. So what does that look like? So again, I'll share my screen, and what you can see here, this pipeline, very much so like the lead pipeline, except the stages are just a little bit more specific to a live deal. So app pending, to collecting docs, pre-approval, that sort of thing. And with each of these, what I can do, my favorite example to show is if I'm working with someone like Franklin here, I can click and drag again. And what that's done actually is if I click on Franklin, I'll just show you, is that automatically what it's going to do is send an email to Franklin, letting Franklin know where they're at in the process. Hey, you've been approved, congrats. But we'll even loop in Richard Realtorson, even Larry McLawyerson, usually maybe a bit later in the deal, as the lawyer on the deal of what's going on, what's the subject property, what's the details of the purchase or the refi or whatever you're doing. All that can be automatically sent out at every single step along the way. For yourself and your team, you're going to get automatic reminders. You can see, for example, today I'm getting the reminder that I need to get the commitment signed. I have that right here. And so what you can see is we've really brought everything together, very easy to track, and nothing falls through the cracks. Those communications are automated. And just as kind of like a cherry on top, we've integrated a lot of those services I've talked about at the beginning. So we do integrate with Filogics, Finmo, Velocity, whatever you use to submit your deals. all that data can automatically come into this system. And then also we can, from this system, generate an MPP application. If you use MPP services, we can send an electronic signature through what we call Zoho Sign. I'll show you that again. That's right here. And you can even, down at the bottom here, order an appraisal right from the screen. So all these services from, like I said, Filogix, Finmo, Velocity, if you're using those, they'll come into here. You can manage the deal very easily. And beyond managing the deal, you can actually keep track of all the different services that you're using. So this is really great to kind of manage and have everything in one spot. And what we're going to show in the next video is having everything in one spot actually really helps yourself and your team know exactly what's going on at any time. So like I said in the last video, you know, BluMortgage brings everything into one place, which is great, but it doesn't have to stop there. What we find is when we work with people, and especially if they have a team and assistant, it's very tough to keep track between different people of what's going on at any given time. And one of the biggest pain points we see is that it just makes it very, very difficult to take any time off, right? The process of maybe going on vacation, taking a couple of days is very tricky because you have so much in your head. And so the goal of BluMortgage with our integrations that we talked about, but also some of these tools I'm about to show you, is to bring everything in one place and out of your head and into a centralized spot so it is easy to maybe take some time and really collaborate with your team members. So what does that look like here? So I'll share my screen again. And again, I'm on Franklin's deal here. So we talked about in the last video how we have automations to send out emails automatically. We can integrate with different services you might already use. But as I start to scroll, there's other kind of interesting things here. So I can write notes. I could say, you know, Frank is great, something like that. But I could even tag my teammates. I could say @Jamie, right? Something like that. And so now my conversations related to the deal itself are right within the notes section here. Jamie can come in and see exactly what's going on. As I scroll through, a couple other really nice ways to keep track of things. So Franklin, for example, I see, okay, I need 2 forms of ID. Okay, you can check that off and say you got it. But actually, I also need pay stubs, and I can throw that in, and I can even manage, okay, that's just been sent to lender or waiting for the approval. So very easy to kind of keep track of those things here. Open activities, we've kind of already talked about. This is, if you remember at top, you know, my internal reminders to get the commitment signed. They'll also show up here. And, you know, once I do complete that, I can check it off and it becomes a closed activity. So it's great for tracking. Again, also, if you have team members, you can actually see the tasks that they've done. The last one I'll show you here is just emails. So emails is one of my favorites. We'll actually integrate your email with your inbox, whether you use Gmail, Outlook, whatever you're using. We're going to integrate it. So all communications you have with Franklin, even if they're initiated in your inbox, will automatically show up here. Everybody on the team, or even just for yourself, you can see all communications with Franklin. And also, it's even great for compliance. So you can see with all these different tools that I have, as I start to scroll notes and conditions and open activities, you know, it's impossible to forget everything. All teammates are already on the same page, and everything that you had in your head is now in a centralized spot. So it really helps with that team dynamic and for yourself just to stay on top of everything that's going on. So the last thing I'll talk about as it relates to BluMortgage in this video, at least, is the marketing. And honestly, that's what people typically think about when they think about a CRM. But I always challenge that because when I dig into a bit, I find out that, hey, their CRM is actually just kind of a network branded or a brokerage branded email that goes out. It's not very intelligent. Maybe it's a happy birthday. Maybe it's just a, you know, mortgage anniversary. And it's not personalized to them. Like I said, it's not branded to the, you know, you as your business, you know, the way you like to talk to your customers. So really, we really like to address that in BluMortgage. So again, I'll share my screen and I'll jump back to this screen here that we've already shown. And so with it, a couple quick things I'd like to show. First one is when it comes to closing a deal. So if I'm working with Blair, for example, and Blair becomes closed, so I could click and drag, or as we talked about before with our integrations, that could just automatically happen from, you know, Velocity, Filogix, Finmo, that automatically comes over. And when I hit save there, what happens with Blair is she goes into what we call an action plan. So from closing to maturity, there's about 19 emails in a 5-year period that, yes, is the mortgage anniversaries, happy birthdays. We also do homeowner tips if it's a purchase, and we especially do renewal reminders as the maturity date approaches. We actually don't just stop there, though, in terms of drip campaigns. We also have a pre-approval campaign. So, hey, someone gets pre-approved, staying in touch with them, staying top of mind as they're going through the pre-approval process. And then with that, what I'll show real quick is that, okay, people say, that's great. Okay, you got these drip campaigns, but I still want to customize them. And the great thing is you can. So in the settings area, I can go to I'll just show the post-close emails. And this is a great example of, hey, a thank you email that I might send out as part of that action plan, that post-close action plan. And when I hit edit, you can see I can come in here and I can completely customize this. So maybe take this out, write a custom message, that sort of thing. If I wanted to, I could throw in a couple images. Some people even throw in videos from like a BombBomb or a Loom, all very easy to do. And so that's great there. The drip campaigns are very, very valuable. A lot of people do them. But to take things to the next level, I also encourage people to do what I call kind of data mining. And so what that looks like is I could come in here and I could say, hey, here's a rate, and I want to see everybody who has a mortgage rate that's greater than 3%, maybe 3.5%, and specifically a fixed rate mortgage. So I can use this filter to do that data mining. And when I apply the filter, you can see if I scroll to the right, a lot of stuff is gone, and there's only the deals left that match that criteria. And so I can see I've actually closed 15 deals that have a 3.5 or higher fixed mortgage rate. So hey, maybe I want to refinance these people. And so I can very easily do that. Just like that, I can select everybody and choose to send them an email. And just to icing on the cake, we actually have an email that fits perfectly for that refinance opportunity. So I pop that in, send that out. It's very easy to identify these opportunities and act on it. I could even, if I wanted to, send a text. If you're a texter, you could even send that out as a text. So with BluMortgage, you can see really that we take it to that next level beyond, what you might just get from your brokerage or that sort of thing. You can be very smart with your marketing and really differentiate yourself on the marketplace if you're intelligent of how you use your data and how you set up your templates. So if this is all kind of a little bit overwhelming, sometimes it is, but in the next little segment here, I'm going to talk about how our team really helps you through the onboarding process. You only set it up once and we just make it as simple as possible. So when you have all these different steps and all these exciting things, it's great, but a lot of people get overwhelmed. Oh, that's a huge change to my process. How I'm going to manage it. And we understand, it's not going to happen overnight, but we're really involved with each step of the way. So really, as soon as you raise your hand and show a little bit of interest in BluMortgage, our team steps in and really guides you the whole step of the way. We call it our white glove implementation. Makes it very easy to do. And what that looks like is basically as soon as you sign up, our team is going to reach out almost immediately and help you set up your data import. We're going to do that for you. We've imported data hundreds of times, so we know exactly what we're doing in that respect. We're going to set up any integrations that you want among the ones I talked about in the video previously, Finmo, Filogix, Velocity, that sort of thing. And once all that's done, we're actually going to do a one-on-one training with you, go over all those things. It doesn't stop there though. We'll also do for the next 2-3 weeks, send regular videos on how you should be using the system kind of at every step of the way. And after that, you always have access to our support team, send in tickets, jump on Zoom calls, whatever works best for you. What I do say, despite kind of that long process, most people have their BluMortgage up and running within a day or two. They're sending out campaigns, and really that long trail of activities is just kind of getting the most out of your system, which we, again, help you with. So we really make it as simple as possible. We can talk about it more in the demo. If you want to, I'll include a link in the description to book a quick call with me. And if you have anything else, we can cover it in the demo, or feel free to shoot me an email. Thanks a lot, and bye for now.